Springfield, Massachusetts. You're in the hall with Pete Sousa.
You're an awful man.
Pete's joined by Dave Scott and Sam Dossler.
You are truly a disappointment with all.
Join the conversation at 413-736-1450. Now let's head into the hall.
Back inside the hall. There we are. There we are, Dave. There we are. We found it. Dave Scott on the wheels of steel. Sam Dossler to my right. Wednesday night, a beautiful day yesterday in Springfield, and now we're looking down the barrel of some more bad weather. But we're gonna push on through as spring is right around the corner. Although Nick Morganelli, weatherman at CBS 3, where I go over once a week and do Inside the Armor, did tell me that we're not looking at any real good weather till April for the rest of the month, fellas. So dig in, keep your winter coats on. Sam's got a big birthday tonight, so Sam, make sure you bring your jacket this evening as we're expecting some snow or some sleet overnight. Snow and sleet, actually, this is going to bring me to my point off the top of the show. It reminds me of the holidays, the snow, Christmas, and I feel like there's certain things in sports that are now reminding me of department store holidays, Hallmark holidays. Look no further than NFL free agency, the opening of it, right? Look no further than a few weeks ago, the NBA trade deadline. Baseball winter meetings, today in Alabama, their NFL Pro Day. Even the Combine a little bit. All these things that we are driven to watch and follow through networks. And look, the media, covering sports puts food in my mouth. Not that much, but more and more every year. That being said, it's tough for me to go ahead and rail against these department store sports events, or should I say network sporting events, but that's kind of what they are. They're manufactured events. The NFL the NBA trade deadline, it is what it is. A lot of times there's bigger trades made prior to it. A lot of times there's hardly any trades made on the day. This year, not much, We talked about Marcus Thornton being traded, Reggie Evans. It's just not many big names. DeMarcus Ware, all the talk about him wanting to be signed by 4 o'clock and then being waived. I found that somewhat interesting. The Riva stuff is interesting. Steve Smith is interesting. But there's no, just incredible wow factor that we're looking to Adam Schefter for. Do you remember when NFL free agency in 2011, after the work stoppage, was basically compacted into a 48-hour period? That was awesome.
Yeah.
Right? That was fun. That was worth watching because guys were flying from roster to roster, from free agency to rosters. Do you guys feel like I do that these are manufactured events throughout our sports calendar by the leagues and the networks themselves?
You didn't even mention Major League Baseball, and you look at Major League Baseball, and they have the trade deadline, which is always July 31st, and, they build it up to be this big thing, but it's the non-waiver trade deadline. You have a whole nother month after that until August 31st to make these trades, and, they build it up to this big thing, and yeah, there are trades that happen at the trade deadline, but you go back a couple years ago to when the Red Sox made that big trade with the Los Angeles Dodgers and sent Adrian Gonzalez, Josh Beckett, and Carl Crawford to Los Angeles. That trade came on August 25th. So, it is to that point, like you said, something that is built up, and they have their specials on it. Trade deadline specials will be with you right up until 4 o'clock when the trade deadline happens, and then it comes and goes, and there isn't much that happens, and then no one's kind of really talking about it, and then a little less than a month later, it's something like in the situation with the Red Sox and Dodgers there, you got a trade like that.
Yeah, exactly. They sneak up on you.
Right. It's like out of nowhere, boom, and you got a trade, and it's like, wait a second, you just spent that whole 2 weeks saying the trade deadline's coming up, and then something happens. Obviously, it's the non-waiver trade deadline in baseball. But, yeah, to your point, they do build it up, and then it's a lot of smoke and mirrors.
College football signing day, another one where guys are constantly reneging, too. Guys are signing letters of intent and basically ripping them up, and because they're really not binded to them up until a certain date. I think it's August 15th of the year prior. So, yeah, it's just interesting stuff.
I think it's giving too much attention. You mentioned college signing day, college basketball signing day. It's giving too much attention to these kids. I think to go down that path, not too much, but I think we have to rein it back.
It's
gone way
no
too
chance,
far.
but no chance.
I know.
It's a runaway train.
I mean,
and again, like we said, it's follow the money. What they're trying to do here in sports networks, obviously, what is the big thing that generates money? Can you guys tell me? What are the biggest things in network sports to tell me? I'll give you a couple seconds. Dave looks puzzled. Sam hasn't said anything. Live events. Sam's over there messing with his chair. Live events. That's what these. You look at the buku bucks CBS just put up for Thursday night football, right? The NFL obviously is king, but even you look at live events. I mean, Fox Sports 1 getting the rights to the new Big East.